So you have a habit of people pleasing. You might even think it's a good thing. Let's fix that right now. I want to start this video out acknowledging that people pleasing is a learned behavior and it is not your fault why you have learned it. That's not the point of this video, but you have control right now. So we're going to change it so we can be excited about ourselves. One of the reasons that we people please is that we tend to believe that we are happy if other people are happy. And yes, it is normal to be happy around people that are happy, but where you want to fix the behavior is when we're trying to do things to make people happy in order for us to feel happy. You know what that's called? An energy vampire. We're not one of those. We're going to stop that. We're not going to be an energy vampire. We're not going to take from other people's energy, because you know what happens? You know how you start to feel like, oh, well, people don't want to be around me, or you're wondering. A lot of times what you're picking up on is that they might feel drained because we rely so heavily on their happiness for us to feel fulfilled or happy ourselves. Before I go any further, I don't want you feeling like you're a bad person or that the terminology that I'm using has a negative connotation to it. The reason why I'm saying it in this way is in order for you to fix anything about yourself, you have to have self-awareness. You have to be aware about where you are so that you can get where you're trying to go. This is not a bad thing. You are not a bad person. The reason why you're here is that you're trying to grow in the first place. And everybody goes through different phases in their lives, and life is trial and error. We are going to have points in our lives where we're going to be like, wow, I am really proud of myself. And there are going to be other moments where you're not going to be so proud. You're not a bad person. Okay? So let's keep going. The other part of people pleasing is that we don't really know about ourselves. So we rely on other people to tell us who we are. And if we're relying on other people to tell us who we are, we try to, why is this a tongue twister? We try to frame the way they view us so that when we're learning about who we are from other people, it's something good. The thing about this is we shouldn't be relying on anyone to tell us who we are in the first place. You have to make space to hear who you are so that you can learn for yourself. That way, you don't need someone else's likes, desires, their goals to fulfill your life or to make decisions for your life. You have to choose, which brings me to the next point. We look for validation in other people, and that in itself has its own reason why it developed. But having validation from other people only sets you up for failure. Yes, there's a healthy amount of wanting validation. I don't think all validation is bad. But if you are solely relying on that or primarily relying on outside validation, this is where we have a problem. You should be able to look at yourself and determine, do I like this or don't I like this, whether it's outside of you or you yourself. And the reason why this is so important is for you to be able to build your self-identity if it doesn't already exist. And if it does exist, then for you to acknowledge it and make space for it. That is how you feel whole. Another reason why we tend to people please is because we think it's nice. I'm going to pause there for a second. Because we think it's nice. There is nothing nice about putting yourself on the back burner in order to bring joy to somebody else. This minimizes or even disregards what it is that you want. Because having yourself be happy is less exciting than seeing someone else happy. That is a problem. This is very different from the occasional nice. There are times that you're going to offer up your last. There are times that you're going to choose someone else's option over your own option. But I'm solely referring to when this is a regular occurrence. This is your go-to thought process. There is no amount of sitting and thinking, do I want to do this right now? You just automatically do it. That's not okay. You need to also be able to enjoy things in life and be happy. And hiding behind this idea that this kind of goes back to the topic before, holding on to this idea of seeing other people happy makes me happy, and that's the sole place that you're getting your happiness from, that's not okay. That is not okay. Another reason why we tend to people please is control. We want to feel like we have a say-so in how people show up for us. Let me clarify that. A lot of times when we are people pleasing, is rooted in expectation. I am feeling like I want to be closer to my friends. I'm feeling like I want my friends to realize I'm a real one. I'm here. And so you people please with the expectation that they're going to do the same in return. The problem is everyone has free will and no one owes you anything. So even if you set up a whole feast, the next day roll around, they do not have to give you anything. Now, of course, you want to have reciprocity and you want to have relationships in your life that you can rely on that, but not in the sense that everything that you do is to try to control the way that they show up in your life. You don't have control over that. And if you're people pleasing, let's back that up. If you're doing things with the hope that it'll get them to do them for you, what is that saying about you as a friend? Reciprocity is a thing, of course, and you want, at least that's something I value in my relationships in my life. But there's a difference between I am doing this so that you can do this for me versus this is the energy I bring and I expect the energy back. Meaning I know that I am a good friend, so I expect that you're going to be a good friend. That's reciprocity. But the way that someone is a good friend to me may not be the way that I'm a good friend to them, because it's rooted in our needs, the way you give love and receive love, and those can look very different. But it should not look like I'm going to cook you dinner all week so next week you can cook me dinner. Another reason why we people please is to try not to rock the boat. If you have relationships in your life where you feel like if you're not agreeable, if you don't stand up for how you feel, if you're not communicative about how you feel, that keeps the peace, you need to reevaluate that relationship. Because people pleasing should not be a measure of safety anymore. We should not be relying on people pleasing for us to feel safe. We are beyond that. We are past that. We're stepping out of the survival mode. You don't need people pleasing anymore. And you have to decide that enough is enough. The last thing that I'm going to talk about people pleasing for this video is that my favorite thing to remember, especially when I was unlearning people pleasing, is to remember yourself as a child or a child that you love dearly. And think about if the way you're treating yourself is the way that you would treat that child. Would you tell that child, I know that you really want this brownie, but you're going to give it to the other person in order for them to be happy? Would you do this so regularly that they never get what they want or rarely get what they want? Would you allow it to continue to happen so much that this child has no self-identity? Would you? I really don't think so. And because you have this love in your heart, I recommend that you turn this love inward. I believe in you. Let me know if there's anything else that stumped you. I will make another video, but we will talk soon. I hope you have a great day or night. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on my video. We're on our way to our first 100. But while you're still here,